Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Chris from SocietyOfStrength.com, and today I wanted to address a comment that was left on one of my YouTube videos. I only know the guy as top priority. He watches everything that we do, comments on everything, which I absolutely love. Thank you, by the way. He was asking about push press and being able to push press heavy with good form without actually having a spotter. So I wanted to address that stuff today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over push press form, we're going to go over technique, and then we're going to kind of go over the whole training without a spotter concept. So come on with me. I'm going to do this with an empty bar, but come on into my weightlifting area and check this out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is figure out exactly how you're setting your bar up. Are you cleaning this, or normally when I'm doing push press, I pick it up from a standard height. I pick it up from a collarbone height, which is just going to be from here. What I recommend for my clients and for anybody that's going overhead is try to make the pickup as easy as possible. One thing that I learned from just recently, I'd always been a hook lifter, and I went and did a seminar with Mike Westerdahl from criticalbench.com. By the way, if you don't subscribe to criticalbench.com. Mike Westerdahl's a genius. Anyways, what Mike taught me was by wrapping my thumbs, squeezing my bar, I actually become stronger. And you know what? He's right. So wrap the thumbs. I'm going to reposition the camera and we're going to go through push press form. What I'll do is I'll key in on the upper body first and then the lower body movement. And that way you can kind of see what the whole body does all at the same time. Okay, so again, we're picking up from where we would normally be in our rack position. We're picking our bar up from that position. The difference between a push press and say a clean and jerk, for example, is going to be the position of your hands in your overhead transition. With a clean, you're here in your front rack position. With a push press, you're actually a little bit lower. Your elbows are lower, your weight's a little more centered into your hands. And what we're doing is from here, we're bending those knees. You get a nice wide stance. We're bending our knees and we're driving the weight over our head. And back down, and from here, we push up over the head. So by doing that, we're using the momentum of our legs and the strength of our hips to propel the bar off the chest, boom, up over your head. All right, guys, don't make fun of my pasty white legs. I live in the Great White North. We get sun here like 4 days a year. So what we're doing, again, we're unracking. We have a wide base, and your hip movement is you're down and push. Down, push. Now that's pretty much the technique that I have for you. There's no secrets. There's no tricks of the trade to get a great push press. It's just lots of practice, practice, practice. Now, you also mentioned that you train by yourself and that it's a little scary going overhead with some serious weight when you're here by yourself. And I get that. I train by myself a lot too. And one of the things that I learned is, again, I'm not sure where you're training. If you're training in a commercial gym, this next piece of advice is probably going to be the worst piece of advice I could ever give you. But you can always bail out from under your lift. I have my own gym, so I don't really care whether or not I drop weights or not. What I find here is if it's not going, you know within the first 4 inches of your lift whether or not it's going to go over your head. Because push press is so explosive off the chest, if you're getting it and it doesn't go, chances are it's not going to go. So getting the struggle to get it over your head, I've never, ever, ever had anybody spot me while doing push press. There's really no way to spot doing push press. You either get the lift or you don't. Clean and jerk, totally different story. It's really hard to spot people when they're doing barbell overhead work, unless they're doing a very strict standard military press. It's very, very difficult to spot going overhead with a barbell. So I wouldn't necessarily worry so much about doing the push press with super heavy weight and not being able to get it. The worst that's going to happen is you're not going to get it. If you have to drop it no matter where you are. They're going to understand unless you're at Planet Fitness. Let me throw that little disclaimer in there. If you have to drop a bar and bail, they're going to get it, and they're not going to freak out. They'd rather have you be safe. That being said, if you're doing it intentionally, they're probably going to kick you out of the gym. So I hope this video makes sense, and I hope this video actually helps you with your quest to get bigger, faster, stronger, and become the strongest version of yourself. So if there's anything further that you need in this video, dude, totally hit me up. You know where to find me. Anybody else that watches this, if there's any questions, form, technique, weird exercises that I do in my gym that you're not sure about what it is, totally hook me up. You can either leave me a message on the YouTube channel, find Impact Strength and Fitness on Facebook, drop me a message. Take it easy, guys. Until next time.